How do I send a qualified written request? Hi, this is Consumer Protection Attorney Bill Clanton. I've helped hundreds of consumers, that's regular folks like me and you, deal with debt collection harassment, inaccurate credit reporting, and other consumer-related matters. In this video, I'm talking about what a qualified written request is and how to send one. A qualified written request is a notice to a mortgage servicer of an error, or it's a request for information. I've got this handy chart here. Qualified written request, QWR, as they're often called. Now, when you send a qualified written request, you need to include your name, and it's the name that the mortgage is in. If your name has changed since then, use the name that is on the mortgage itself. You need to put in your address and use the address of the property that is mortgaged. If you have a post office box, don't use that. Use the property address. And you need to include the mortgage account number. This will be essential for them to honor the request. They have to be able to find your account, and you have to make that easy for them. It's important to include the date at the top of the letter so you can show when you sent the request. Now, in the body of the letter, you need to identify the error or the information you're requesting. Now, you can request all kinds of things in a qualified written request. It's important to at least request the note and the mortgage. They'll have to send that to you. You can request your payment history. They'll have all the history of all your payments, the dates, the amounts, everything. You can request your escrow balance or escrow history. And you can also point out errors or have them answer questions you have about your mortgage servicing. That means if you believe there's a discrepancy with the amounts paid into escrow, you can notify them that there is a problem with that, or you can ask them a question about that. It's important to put in there and say, instead of saying, there's a problem with my payments, they don't add up, you could say that you need to say, give more detail. You say that on October 1st, I paid this amount and it's not reflecting in my payment history. You're saying that I'm late and you're charging me late fees when I have never been late. All my checks were cashed on time, all my payments were made on time. And this has hurt my credit score. And you need to tell a little bit of a story about what's wrong and how it's affected you. Now, the next thing is to send it to the right address. This is probably the most important thing. You have to make sure they get the letter. Now, mortgage servicers don't really want to get these letters. That's no secret. They don't like these. So they will have a special address for qualified written requests. And they may not even call it the QWR, or qualified written request address. You'll have to look carefully. Look on your mortgage statement. It may be on the back in small print. It may say request address, or it may say qualified address, or it may not even say have any of that language. But look for it and look carefully and make sure you send this to the right address. Now, if you want to be able to show that the mortgage servicer got your letter, and that'll be important, you need to send it certified mail. I always think it's best to send these types of letters with 1 regular mail and 2 certified mail. I put the original in the certified mail and put the copy in regular mail when I send it out. So you should do the same. Certified mail and regular mail, 2 copies of the same letter, both signed by you, and you can show when they got the letter. And that's important because number 4 here, their response. Within 5 days of receiving the letter, they are required to tell you that they got your letter. They are required to confirm receipt. And within 30 days, they're supposed to answer your questions, produce these documents, tell you why the error you perceive is not an error, or to explain why it is that way. Now, if you cover these 4 steps, then you've got a good qualified written request on file with the mortgage servicer. Mortgage servicers suffer penalties for failing to respond or improperly responding to these qualified written requests. So if you're having a hard time dealing with your mortgage servicer, there are problems with your mortgage, and you're ready to send a qualified written request, or you have sent a qualified written request and you're not getting the response you feel you deserve, give us a call. We're ready to help you out, talk to you about the requests you made and the responses you should have gotten, and even file a case against a mortgage servicer who's doing you wrong. Thanks for watching this video. I look forward to talking to you.